Hey, doing YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back to get another review. And it is some Belgian Strong Dark Anniversary goodness from the fine folks at Weyerbacher Brewing in their 20th anniversary beer. Yeah, been chomping at the bit to give this sucker a whirl. Why? A couple different reasons. I'm a sucker for Belgian beers. I am a fan of Weyerbacher's anniversary series, bulk of it. A couple of them weren't for me, but yeah, such is life. And, yeah. It is brewed with coriander and star anise. Two flavors I really like in my Belgians. Belgian darks, coriander is a little weird, but the anise, that's for me. I'm actually not a big fan of licorice. Anise comes off very licorice-like for people that don't know. And I actually don't like licorice, but a couple of my favorite beers, Belgian-wise, are a lot of Guten Carlus's beers. They're Guten von Kaiser Blau, and even they're they're Noel, and they're just anise bombs, and it just works for me. So I'm super excited to give it a whirl. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I've had it one time before. I was at a bottle share and got very drunk out, and this was sandwiched between it was like barrel aged this, barrel aged that. So it was very unfair for me to kind of base it off that. Plus a little bit tipsy. So yeah. Anyway, going into it fresh. We'll see what she has to offer. As far as what it says in a bottle, Weyerbacher 20th anniversary Belgian style dark ale, brewed with coriander and star anise, 11% alcohol by volume, and that's pretty much it. Label wise, it's cool. It's very cool for Weyerbacher. First off, dating a bit over a month old, a little bit, not so mature for a Belgian dark, but such as label wise, it's really freaking cool. Their label design has actually been taken off lately over the past year or so. I want to see when. I've always liked the anniversary ones. This is actually kind of a departure from the anniversary ones. They're usually just big, huge lettering on the front, like a big letter number font. And that's pretty much it. Maybe a little bit of color in the background. This actually has all the greatest kind of hits on it. It has their Mary Monk's character, their Imperial Pumpkin, their Tiny Guy, that's their Belgian Stout. All that stuff kind of floating around on the label. Really big fan of it. In their art design, I want to say since the new label design for Tiny came out, I've just been digging it. So there you go. I'm a fan. The gesture thing's still a little weird for me, but such is life. So there you go. Let's see what this sucker has to offer. Anise. Gotta get into some of that anise, baby. Let's see. Belgian dark ale. It can go 19 different directions on that. It's very, I want to say, liberal style, I guess you'd say. Within it, you can go a couple different directions, but yeah. Finger. I poured it pretty damn gentle, though. There was just over a finger, just north of khaki colored head. Decently creamy top to it. Pretty much all gone by now. And yeah, there you go. It looks like a Belgian ale. So, color-wise, dark. Definitely Belgian strong darkish. It doesn't have like a quad kind of vibe to it. Doesn't look all too unfiltered. It's a little bit darker than what you typically want in a quad. But yeah, she definitely fits the bill as far as color. Let's see what she smells like. Oh yeah, fucking anise. You're getting a nice spice there. I don't even want to say coriander, even though it's there. That a combination of that anise with a little bit of a more dark fruit than anything else. You definitely get a little bit of coriander in there, but that anise is number one, dark fruit second. Not really getting a ton of that typical bready Belgian yeast from it. You are getting a little bit of spiciness. You are getting that coriander, even though it was brewed with that and not coming from the yeast itself. But the anise is the start of the show. There, you're getting a nice sweet Belgian candied sugar going on. That's pretty much it. It's a lot of anise. So yeah, she smells like a Belgian ale brewed with anise. It's almost, I don't even know if you can catch this on camera, but it's like literally the carbonation is exploding. You're not going to be able to see it. Maybe if I hold my hands up and my phone refocuses. But it's actually exploding to the point where you can actually see carbonation just flying out of the beer. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I kept feeling it when I was taking the nose off of it. So yeah, she looks like a Belgian Strong Dark. She smells like a Belgian strong dark with anise. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, it's very good and Carlos. Very good and Carlos. Ton of anise. Anise out the anus. You know, it's just anise on anise on anise. Like craziness. And that works for me. Thin. It is thin. Too thin. Especially for being a Belgian strong dark. You want a little bit of a, you know, nice sturdiness to it. So it's a little bit thin. It does have a nice spiciness to it. Not a ton of coriander. It could be there, but I think that anise is just kind of so big, it's kind of overpowering everything. It kind of works for me, though, but take that with a grain of salt if that's not your flavor profile. Spot on sweetness. A little bit, ever so slightest bit of heat on the back end. And a little bit more spice on the finish. You do get a bit more spice there. And anise kind of drops out. And that spice builds a little bit. Really well done beer. It is very, I don't want to, you know, I don't like to mention or compare it directly to other beers. It's kind of not my thing when it comes to reviewing beers, but this is very Guten Carlos. This is very Guten Carlos Noel. This is very Guten Carlos Kaiser Blau without the body. Because the Kaiser Blau's body is just fucking banging. Yeah, and they're like two of my favorite beers. Before I even tasted it, I mentioned them, and that's what I'm getting in there because it had robust anise. So, yeah. Rating-wise, I'm going to give it an 87. I think this is going to age well. I mean, that's kind of been a little repetitive note for me as of late when it comes to Weyerbacher. I believe I said the same thing for their Sunday Morning Stout. And maybe one or two other beers, or even with their, I just reviewed not too long ago, their 17. And I was like, man, age has treated this well. So I think this will level out with age. Not sure about that body, but I think you're going to get a little bit, the spices, I don't think are going to fall off as much as that anise because of how big it is, and I think it might become a little bit more cohesive. So take that 87 with a future, I'm guessing, low, hitting 90, just hitting 90, maybe going a little bit further than 90 with a little bit of time. So, yeah, I like it, but because I like anise so much. So take that, like I said, with a grain of salt. So what did I say? 87 overall. Value and availability. It's Wegmans. It's Weyerbacher. So you can get it pretty much anywhere where I live. I'm northeastern Pennsylvania. I'm an hour away from the brewery. But I've seen these bottles all over northeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, upstate New York, things like that. So it can be found. So I'm going to give it availability, especially in northeastern United States area. For me, it's a 9. Everybody else is probably more like a 7. So let's give it an 8. Value. It's Weyerbacher. They're big beers. They're anniversary beers. Or even their big beers, whether it be Sunday Morning Stout, whether it be their 20th anniversary, whether it be whatever, you're usually looking at anywhere between $13 to $16 a 4-pack. For the beers they produce and what they're doing, that you can't really bucket. And that's in Pennsylvania. If you go to upstate New York, you actually get them for like $12. It's kind of criminal because I live like an hour away from the brewery and I have to go to the next state, I actually get it cheaper. But anyway, for what they're producing, the kind of beers they're producing at that price point, combined with availability, 9, 10 on a value scale. So there you go. Okay, availability depending on where you live, or great availability if you live in Pennsylvania. Great value, and 87 overall with the potential to grow. Because like I said, it's not even, what is it, just a month old? Okay, just a hair over a month old, and it's a Belgian. I just think it's going to build and become better. If you like what we like this, guess what you like? If you like this, Guten Carlos. If you like a lot of their beers, their Easter beer, their Noel, the Kaiser Blue, all of those, if you love those beers and you like that anise flavor profile, then you'll love this because it has it in spades. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you like, check us out anywhere else on the internet. You can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untappd. Massive beers in all 4 of those places. Yeah, another review down. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a beautiful Anise beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.